Hello everyone, this is Daniel. What we're going to be going over today is the laptop tracking sheet. This training should help you understand what to do and also make your job a little bit easier. The first thing that you'll notice over here is that the names has been changed. We just have the two letters here and then the laptop tracking 2018. Every single month that you'll be sending this, you do not need to change anything. You just send me the file that you've kept. The first thing that you'll notice is that this looks super confusing. It has a ton of tables in here, but hopefully this video will help you understand what to do. If you click on the titles of the tables, most of them, in fact all of them, have these little explanations here. Over here, let's start with the new laptops. New laptops, what that means is that when a shipment is coming in with new laptops, those are all brand new laptops. When you give them out to students, they are no longer new laptops. Let's say, you get 6 laptops in June. You give 5 of them out. You now only have 1 new on hand, and those other 5 have been given out to students. And let's say one of the students somehow drops out of school. That laptop is now a used laptop. And so if you have that on hand, that would obviously be a used on-hand laptop. So this is automated. This is all automatically updated. This will give you a summary of everything that's going on. This over here, these 3 rows over here, shows us how many laptops have been received in the last couple months. This is really helpful for us here at corporate, and hopefully it's helpful for you too. Over here we have the used laptops. We have used on hand, campus use, and permanent out. And sometimes you're like, I don't know if I should do campus use or permanent out. Just do whichever one you think is most appropriate. If you're using it for the campus, then I'd put the campus there. Over here we have a brand new section called Lunar Laptops. It will tell you how many loaners you have on hand and how many are in use. For in other words, if you have, let's say you have 5 loaner laptops on hand and you loan one of them out, this will then change to 4 and this one will change to 1. It will also show a summary down here into all loaners. We'll have the model, serial number, and if it's available to loan out or if it's being loaned out, plus, and then we'll have your comments if you have any there. This is really cool because over here, this will always be in the oldest to the newest. So the oldest stuff will be at the top, and that's the stuff you need to be giving out. Make sure you always take it from the top. And if it's hard to find it on the tracking, because maybe you have a system where you maybe like, oh no, you have some kind of system, you can always copy the data here and find it on here. You can either press Ctrl C and F and V to find it, or you can just go to find it up there. Over here we have the campus use, so we just have the model number, serial number, and any comments you have for that. Over here, this is crucial. Well, a lot of this is crucial, but this one's really cool because every single month we need someone to do a physical count, and this person has to be someone else other than the person keeping track of this Excel sheet. In other words, if I'm keeping track of this Excel sheet, I'm not the one who can do the physical count. I need someone else to do the physical count. There's some instructions here, and also in the comments a bit more. So let's say that I'm the one that keeps track of this Excel sheet. I send over John to count how many laptops there are. What he needs to do is just make sure that he counts the new on hand. So the new on hand will show here, and it'll show the number. Let's say there's 10 of them. There should be 10 laptops here with the serial numbers. And what John needs to do then is just make sure there's 10 of them, and also make sure that these serial numbers match the new on hand laptops that you have in your inventory. And then after that's being completed, you just type in the date. So that should be one every single month, and the name of the person who did it, other than the main person who keeps track of this Excel sheet. And then any comments. If they match, you can just say match or that they're okay. If they don't, write down any comments over here. So that's this page. Let me know if you have any questions. The only place you can type on this page is over here. Let's do an example. Let's say, it's May and 2018. And let's say Jack went out to do it, and then Garth went as well. And it matches. So that's the only place you can type over here. You can't type anywhere else. Before we move on, you can see that we have a couple tabs over here. You have the summary page, tracking, notes. You can type in any notes or suggestions over here. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add your old trackers down here. So if you ever need to go back, you can. This will be password protected, so you won't be able to change any of the data. If you do need to change it, send me an email, I'll send you a password. Alright, let's go to the tracking 2018. This looks really big, really confusing. Over here to the side, all I did was scroll to the side over here. You have the key or the legend. There's different colors that mean different things. There's only 3 colors that you really need to memorize, or you don't even have to do that actually, because it will show on the summary page. This light green just means that there's a new laptop that's available to be given out. This darker green bluish one shows that there's a used laptop that's available to give out. And then obviously the purple says loaner available. That means a laptop is ready to be loaned out. And then this one means that it's a permanent out. Sold, broken, anything that means that the computer cannot be used ever again. This date received should always be in date order. The oldest should be here and the newest should be at the bottom. Once data has been typed into this section over here rather, it should always be the same. It should never really be altered. Over here you see the 2 years. That just means that we're keeping track of 2 years of data on this page. When the new year comes around, what I'll do in 2019 is I'll move your data for you to one of these older tabs. So we still have the data available, it's just not going to be on this page. We just don't want you to be scrolling down here forever. Alright, so let's go through a few examples here. Let's say you receive some laptops in May 2018. And you just type, you guys are pretty used to this, just type in the model here. And the serial number. Great, you can notice that it's turned green. If you ever forget what that means, it's over here. And it will show, oh, it's a new available on hand. And this is really cool because I'm scrolling down right now. You can see that I'm scrolling down and this still stays at the top. So it's always available for you. Alright, so if we go back to the summary page, we can see that a new on hand, we have one new on hand, and we can see it's down here, Model M, and this is the serial number here. Let's say this is then issued. Let's say it's issued the next day, so the 2nd of May. As you notice, it still stays green. That's why it's important that we fill out all of these columns here. Alright, so it's been issued on the 2nd. Let's say it's been issued to Bob, and then obviously put down the last name there. It changes color automatically, and if we go back to the summary page, we can see that there's no laptops on hand, and this has been removed. Remember, you always want to use the one from the top when you give these laptops out. One thing that's very important, don't ever select the rows like this. There's some hidden rows over here, ABC. There's some formulas that I use in there that are very important to the summary page, which has got some important information on there. So if you ever need to copy and paste data, make sure you just select the cell and copy and paste stuff like that. That way the formulas will still stay intact and everything will display correct. Alright, so let's move on to the used section. You can see over here this is the new section. And over here, if you scroll over, we can see this is the used laptop section. And if you notice too, this stays the same. So no matter if we're scrolling back and forth, this section over here, these 3 columns will stay right there. And the same thing with the top 2 rows right there. So let's say this student, it's been given out. Let's say the student then drops the class or drops school. We receive the laptop back. Then this will turn a different color. And you know, if you forget it, the color is over here, and it says it's used, available on hand. We can always go back to the summary page, where it says, hey, you have one used laptop that's on hand. This is the model. This is the serial number. And this is the oldest laptop. Oldest at the top, newest at the bottom. And that all depends on this date right here. Let's say then that you reissue this laptop. Let's say you issue it the next day. And you issue it to the IT department, which is a campus. You would then type in number 1 over here. And if you wanted, you can type in anything in the comments. As you can see, the color is gone. It's not purple anymore, or it's not any of these colors anymore either. We can go back to the summary. We can see that there's one being used by the campus. And you can see here the model, serial number, and that comment we just put in. Notice that this comment does not reflect this comment. It only shows you this section's comment. Alright, let's say that you, instead of issuing it out, you sell it. What you'd need to do is type in a permanent out right here, and obviously you'd write down the person's name who you sold it to. And you can see that it's blacked out a little bit, means that it's a permanent out. Let's say you delete this, and maybe you accidentally type in a 3 in here. An error will come up, and it says there, for these 3 sections, campus, permanent out, loaner, you can only type in a 1, 0, or nothing. Then let's say you decided to make this a loaner laptop. What you would do is just type in a 1 over there, and because it's been issued out, it doesn't have any color here, but we can see that we have a loaner in use right now. We can see here the model, serial number, and it says loaned out, and then it has the comment here. Let's say we change this to, like a cat, like meow. I think I spelled that wrong, but it will then have that up there. Let's say, for example, you have a loaner laptop, but you haven't issued it out. Then you'd get rid of the date issued and reissued, and it will say available to loan. This also shows the green dot, so if you're on this main page, it's very easy to see which ones are available to loan, which ones are not. If you have a loaner laptop and you want to keep track of all the history, you can always just keep that in the comments. Be like, oh, this date, we loaned it to this person, then the next day we issued it to this person. Just make sure that this information here is up to date and current. Otherwise, the summary will be off and it doesn't give us good information at corporate either. Alright, so let's say, one day you get a laptop. Let's say you get this laptop. It's the same model, it's the same day, and you accidentally type in the, let's say you type in 123 for the serial number. And again, you get another laptop that is the same, and you type in the same serial number, it will pop up with a duplicate message. And all you need to do then is just find it. Whenever there should only ever be one laptop with the same serial number, which is the original one. Any other data should be added to the site over here or in the use section. Oh, one more thing. Over here we have a mod asset tag and or other. This is mainly for your own personal tracking. This is not really necessary for us here at corporates. We just may want to make sure that this is in date order. But if you do want to keep track of it by mod, you can. Let's say, you give out this let's pretend there's a ton of data all over here. You can type in mod, however you keep track of things. Let's say you have those mods there. Let's pretend there's a ton of data here. It's really cool because you can filter out anything that you need to. Just press select tool, click the one you need, press OK, and it will have the mod there, and then it will have all the data you want to see. And it's really cool because it doesn't actually change any of this data over here. To undo that, you just click on this filter button, click clear, and it puts it back.